This is our video seminar and our topic is performance indicators, retention, achievement, benchmarking and any other PIs. So what we're going to discuss is a few of the performance indicators. So one of them being is benchmarking. So benchmarking basically reveals to schools where they are performing well and where they are not, and what needs to happen to improve. So it's basically across specific demographics such as pupil premium and the whole school assessment performance. So when I say performance, I'm talking about like performance tables.
Yeah.
So where they are in the country compared to other schools. So where is the benchmark on there? They show how well pupils with low, middle, and higher ability are achieving against each measure. And also it measures the performance of disadvantaged learners, such as the ones that we work with, who receive pupil premium. Now, the good thing about this is parents, if they what they can do is carry out their own research and look at the performance tables, look at the benchmarks, and see which schools are doing well in their area that they want to send their child in, and take it from there really. So it is, I mean, you've got like some pupils with SEN, they can see who's making fast progress and who's not.
Right, okay, so is it just the school or the people or the learners, should I say, about the benchmarking?
So it's the school. Well, so what happens is the benchmarking is the schools that look at it, they reveal to other schools to see where they are performing well and where they are not. So this can be internal as well. So
see that links into retention because obviously that's retention indicators in schools. They focus on measuring the effectiveness. So obviously with the tables and stuff, you've got to get the measurements.
Yeah.
And you can do that both academically and socio-emotionally. The indicators help identify potential factors contributing to student retention and inform strategies to support students. Like for example, the attendance patterns at OSLERs, we've got percentage. We always know what students come in at school and are out of school, and we've got to make sure we stay on top of that.
Yeah.
Because obviously kids being so vulnerable, we've got to make sure we know where the kids are at all time.
Yeah, because we do have some learners that like you said, with low attendance. So going back to that retention, so we've still got them on roll, but they're getting home tutored.
Yeah,
that's something that I'm in our setting that I keep a track on. So if they don't attend one of their sessions, the online tutoring sessions from home, I get like an email. So that sort of alerts us, gives us a
right, so we've
alert.
always got eyes on our learners then, to make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
Which links in with achievement as well, really. Obviously there's factors that are laid out to say where a learner should be at a particular time in their progression through their education, but it doesn't have to be just like, it can be academic or personal with them. I mean, some of our learners here are really low academic and they don't make that much of a progression, but socially and emotionally they can thrive.
So when you talk about achievement, are you talking about like stuff like exams, or is it?
There is exams, because obviously they take different tests, don't they, throughout the different key stages to see where they're at, and there are like benchmarks. There's places where they should be, but the issue with them is that they don't take into consideration things like your race, your gender, any cultural deprivation or anything like that, which don't help our learners, because a lot of our learners are suffering from or need additional help.
I mean,
they don't take into account that the same. They're 11, they should be here, whereas our learners are not.
Are low ability, are they?
Yeah.
And they, like you said, they don't take into consideration the gaps in learning as well, because many of them have missed months and months, aren't they? Especially after COVID, the attendance rates. I mean, nationally, it's shown on it that the attendance hasn't improved since then.
No.
Going back to, benchmarking, you've got a few. The key issues with that is you've got Ofsted that are challenging schools to make sure that they support their group's pupils to make high levels of progress and achieve good results. But these benchmarks hold these schools accountable for achievements. So what I mean by that is, for example, you've got Progress 8, which in our setting, we are accountable to the GCSE, you know, Progress 8. So what I've done a bit of research, and the Progress 8 is a way of measuring the progress that pupils make from the end of Key Stage 2, which is year 6, to the end of Key Stage 4 when they take the GCSE in year 11. Now, the higher a pupil's Progress 8 score, the more progress they are made in comparison with pupils who started at a similar level. So learners' outcomes basically are predicted from their SATs. Right. Now, in our setting, we do our own assessments, don't we?
Yep.
So what we do is we've seen ourselves where they come with the SATs results or assessments, and we look and they say, oh, they are at a certain level, but then we find that they're on a higher level. They come with a higher level, but when we carry our own assessments, they're lower, aren't they?
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, Progress 8 for our type of setting, it just don't work, does it? You can't. I think it's just unfair.
I think it gives our learners a negative view of things as well, because they look on and see where our school is on the table and where I was at the bottom, so they're seeing it as they're not doing very well, or they could see it like that, whereas they are doing really well because the progress that they have made, but that Progress 8 score doesn't show that, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But linking like what you were saying about that, OSLers do monitoring progress and outcomes. So the performance indicator allows like SEMH school like OSLers to track students' progress over time and evaluate the effectiveness. So obviously that's how they collect the data and stuff, innit?
Yeah. So obviously schools are held. I mean, schools these days are held to account for the attainment of the disadvantaged pupils, B, the progress made by our learners, and finally the in-school gap in attainment between disadvantaged pupils and their peers.
Yeah.
Because you've got some that are higher ability and the demographics again comes into it. So those are the kind of areas that Progress 8 doesn't really look at, does it?
No, it
so in terms of benchmarking, I think there is an issue there. I mean, in our setting, like we try our best, don't we, to make sure that our learners get a level 4. We try our best, don't we, so they get a level 4. And at the moment, it's working in it, the current criteria, the GCSE criteria. But if that was to change, I mean that would be like detrimental on our learners, you know, trying to achieve a level 2, because what that would do is, I mean, already they've got gaps in learning anyway. And if they were to change the current criteria in the GCSEs, they'll just delay it further, won't they? And then they'll be playing catch up.
But as a school as well, we also celebrate the personal achievements as well, not just their academics. It boosts the confidence and it helps motivate them when they know they're doing something right. It doesn't have to be, I'm good at maths now, I can add up. It could be socially, they know how to communicate with other people properly.
Yeah, that's also like one of the retention performance indicators, like the holistic approach.
Yeah.
So the performance indicators show that the school take a holistic approach, and this is done by obviously promoting success. So that links in with what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I mean, a few recommendations we've got is what I would say is again benchmarking. Obviously, it relates to results, doesn't it? So we go back to exams again, don't we? I think one of the recommendations that I would give is I think they should scrap exams altogether.
Just for our learners, or
just for our learners, sorry, yeah. So in our setting, I think, I mean, we've seen it firsthand ourselves. We know, we've seen it. They know it all. We teach them, and you know, they're performing at different levels in the classroom. But when it comes to the exam, the pressure in the exam, sitting in a hall or wherever they are, they just crumble, don't they?
Yeah, but I don't think it's just that neither. While they're in school, we spend all our time making the curriculum and the work accessible to them, so we'll change the language so they understand it. So we do that for the 3-4 years, and then all of a sudden they've got to sit the same GCSE as a learner in a mainstream school, and they haven't got that language because they couldn't understand it, so we're having to change it and do our targeted teaching in order to get them through and understand the work.
Yeah.
But the exams are not different for them. I mean, they could have the same content, but just word it differently for them.
Yeah, true. But they could also look at other stuff, like obviously not just based on exams. Like obviously look at the attendance patterns and socio-emotional factors. Like obviously look at the rates of what, like the engagement, how they're engaging in the classrooms, and keep a record of that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's just like performance tables. It just goes, the benchmarking it again. He goes to performance tables, doesn't it? How well are they performing? But like you said, not taking into consideration from where they've come from.
Yeah, exactly.
For me personally, even getting a learner to come into school's massive.
It's everything they've suffered though, isn't it? The races and all the trauma.
Yeah,
that's obviously going to affect how they learn and their ability to learn.
That's it, yeah. But like we said, all that was. I mean, it's all about results business. It is benchmarking. All they want to know is how well they've performed.
Yeah.
Forget everything else of what they've been through. It's just about where are they, how well are they performing. Don't matter where they're from, what their background is. It's just like how have they done it, and they compare it to other schools.
So a lot of these assessments and benchmarking and everything is all set towards mainstream learners, really.
That's what I mean. They don't look. They only look at certain indicators. Like that, finish. Yeah, they only look at certain indicators, like obviously the exam. They don't look at the behaviour incidents, and they don't just like focusing on exams. They don't focus on other aspects.
And they're saying they're 11, they should be here.
Yeah,
they're 15, they should be here.
Yeah,
it don't matter what they've been through.
Yeah,
it don't matter. I mean, like they look at where they were, like we said earlier on, where they are when they came in year 6, and they think, all right, if they were level 4, for example, they should be getting a level 4 by the end of year 11, but forgetting that between year 7 and 11 they might not have been in education for whatever reason, and just struggled. So it's not
I think it's something we do well here though. I mean, we look at the achievement levels, but we also use like positive reinforcement for them. So it's like Skinner built upon it, didn't it, from Thorndike's Law, with the operant conditioning, and it was about giving them a reward for something they've done well. So obviously it has to be something they want, but we do that all the time. They get points for behaving, they get points for doing the work, and then they get a reward at end of term. And it's just about getting their behaviour as it should be, but in a positive way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. So unless there's any other recommendations you've got.
No, that's it.
No.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.